Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing fabulously in the midst of all the crisis in the world. Okay, so I've got another pick a card for you all today, and the topic is how can you shift your energy? Basically, how can you shift your energy into a more positive direction? Whatever that means for your individual situation. So, as usual, I've only got two piles, so choose carefully, guys, because messages are going to be really specific. We've got pile number 1 and pile number 2. Okay, so this is funny, but I just noticed this. I usually say the messages are going to be pretty specific, but I said really specific this time, so maybe the messages in this particular video are going to be really specific. So if it doesn't resonate, don't try to fit it to match your situation. Woo! Okay, let's go. Pile number 1. You like these? I love these. Pile number 1. So how... Oh, I see there are only a few cards, so yeah, it's going to be pretty specific. How can you shift your energy? Okay, yeah, this is a really clear message. Okay, so you guys have come to the end of a cycle. You guys are at the very end of a painful cycle in your life. Things have come full circle. Whatever issues, whatever pain, whatever sorrow, whatever sadness you were going through in this cycle, you've come to the end of it. It's come full circle. Now, I want to say that doesn't mean that you don't still feel the pain of whatever's happened to you. That doesn't mean that you're not going to possibly feel the pain for a while. You know, it depends on your situation. It's going to be different for everybody, but if you've gone through something really traumatic, you know, just because you're at the end of the cycle and you've learned the lessons of it does not mean that the pain just magically vanishes. It's probably going to take some time. But, sorry, that was just a little side note because I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience, and I know that sometimes people... Also, I also want to say there are a lot of messages for this one, that pain is relative, so what feels traumatic for one person may just be unsettling for another person, and what feels, you know, like just a minor issue may be a big deal to somebody else, so, you know, I'm not here to tell anybody that you should just get over your pain right away, because life does not work that way. But what I am here to tell you is that whatever lessons you were meant to learn from these painful experiences, or whatever lesson like this pain was trying to teach you or show you, you have learned it. The lesson has come full circle. You've successfully learned what you needed to learn from whatever painful experience you've been through. So what this means is if you feel like whatever you've gone through, if you feel like you can let go of the pain and you want to let go of it and you feel like it's something that you can kind of release out into the universe or transmute, then Spirit is saying that you're in a position where you're going to be able to do that pretty easily because you've learned the lesson you were meant to learn. Whatever the issue was, whatever the obstacle, and I just saw 3, 4, 5 when I said that. You've learned what you needed to learn from it. You've gotten what you can get from it. Sorry, messages are fast today. And you can release it out into the universe for transmutation, and you can let it go. Because it's taught you what it has needed to teach you. That's for one group of people for whom this painful experience or series of experiences was not such a huge traumatic thing. Now, for another group of people, if you've genuinely gone through something that was really traumatic or very painful or very heartbreaking, such as like betrayal or cheating or the loss of something or someone very dear to you, or maybe like you're revisiting some painful experiences from your past, a breakup, I don't know, whatever it is for you, if it's something serious and you're still feeling the pain of it, then this message is telling you that you can rest assured that whatever you went through, it's not going to repeat in the future. Because you've learned the lesson. You've gained whatever knowledge, whatever wisdom, whatever experience you were meant to gain from it. You have done that. It's come full circle. you've successfully integrated whatever truths and whatever knowledge and wisdom you needed to gain from this painful thing that happened to you, and you can rest assured that it's not going to repeat in the future, because it's come full circle. So, take that as it resonates, whether you're group number 1, who had something maybe minor or something not as traumatic, and Spirit is telling you that you can shift your energy by letting go of the issue, because it's done and over with. And then there's group number 2 people who genuinely went through something that was very traumatic or heartbreaking or that cut you really deep. And this message is telling you that you can rest assured that it's not going to repeat itself in the future, because the karmic lesson has been completed. Sorry, I am parched. And I just saw 555, so yeah, big changes are coming either way. Because something in your life has come full circle, and something has come to a completion. So, as for how you can shift your energy, that brings us to this card, this morning affirmations card. A good way to kind of rebalance your energy, and a good way to usher in more positive energies, and to kind of open you up to manifesting new situations and new circumstances and new beginnings in your life, because for some reason you guys are meant to manifest a new beginning in your life. Like, it'll happen either way, but you're meant to manifest certain situations or desires into your life. Like, there's a new beginning on the horizon for you. Okay, they're correcting me, it's not on the horizon, it's right here. But you're meant to manifest it, because your powers of manifestation are particularly strong right now, because you have cleared up whatever this lesson was or whatever this situation is. And there's a lot of room for you to manifest and focus upon and think about new situations. So it's a good time to think about what you want and think positive thoughts about it. Like, visualize, affirm to yourself whatever it is that you desire, because your powers of manifestation are very strong right now, I'm hearing, because you've completed many lessons that were taking up a lot of your psychic energy and your time, they're saying. I'm hearing that you guys have been on a long journey of self-discovery, and you've had to learn many painful lessons. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys walking on a road with a little... You know how you see in movies, like, the person carrying a little sack tied to a stick and they have it swung behind their back? That's what I'm seeing you guys doing. I'm seeing that you guys have had to learn a lot of painful lessons without a lot of support from people around you. For most of you, not for everybody. And that it's been a very long and very painful journey, but I'm to tell you that it has come full circle. The lessons have been learned, and you are now in a position to close that chapter of your life and manifest more positive experiences. So it's a good time to really think about what you want, what kind of new beginning you would like to see in your life, and visualize it, positively affirm it to yourself, especially in the morning, because your powers of manifestation are heightened in the morning and before you go to bed at night. I'm getting a lot of channeled messages for this one. Yeah, so that's how you can shift your energy, by letting go of the fear of whatever happened to you happening again, if it was something serious, or if it was something not as serious, or if it was just like a series of minor inconveniences or issues, letting it all go completely, because the lesson has been learned, I'm hearing. And you can shift your energy by now focusing your thoughts, your intentions, your emotions, and your actions upon what you want to see manifest next in your life, because I'm hearing it will manifest in due time. Okay, great. Let's roll the dice. 6, yes. I just heard it's time for you guys to love yourselves. Oh, that is beautiful. It's time to love yourself. It's time to commend yourself for whatever you have completed, whatever cycle in your life has completed, because I'm hearing that it was very painful and that it was a long journey, but the overarching lesson that you were meant to learn, regardless of your scenario, regardless of what exactly has happened to you, all of it was to build your own love and your own appreciation and your own belief in yourself. Wow. So that was a lesson that was completed. For some reason, whatever painful situation that you went through, you had to go through it in order to learn this lesson of self-love. So, another good way to shift your energy is to see it from a higher perspective. Like, focus on the lessons that you gained, not on the pain. Because the worst is over, I'm hearing. Okay, I could just keep going on and on with this one, but I'm going to move on to number 2. And I hope that resonated with you guys, and I wish you the best. Okay. Pile number 2. How can you shift your energy? Let's find out. Hold on. Okay, I'm really parched today. Okay. Okay, this is a very interesting message. This is a completely intuitive, channeled read. So if you can read tarot, don't pay any attention to the cards. So how you can shift your energy is to not be so harsh on yourself. I feel like you guys really are very harsh, and you guys are very judgmental of yourselves. I feel like if you pick this pile, you have either knowingly or unknowingly been doing a lot of shadow work on yourself. And I feel like you've been in situations that have forced you to explore like the darker aspects of your character or like the negative sides of your personality. And if you've been feeling like you've been making a lot of mistakes lately, or you've been put in a lot of situations where you're kind of acting in ways that you don't feel great about, Spirit wants you to know that that's intentional because you're going through a phase in your life of doing shadow work, of facing your shadow side. The parts of yourself that you've hidden away, or the parts of yourself that you find unsightly or negative, you're in a cycle in your life. Okay, not a cycle, you're in a phase of your life. They're correcting me. You're in a phase of your life where you're being put in situations that kind of trigger you, that kind of trigger this shadow side of you, that kind of bring out the worst in you, so that you can acknowledge these parts of yourself and integrate them instead of kind of splitting off your awareness of them. You know, like we can reject parts of ourselves that we don't find favorable or likable. But what that does is it kind of weakens our sense of self, because a lot of our energy and a lot of our emotional and mental and psychological resources get spent on trying to suppress these negative parts of ourselves. And it can weaken our sense of self, and it can kind of leave us feeling directionless, and it can also backfire in the sense that instead of like understanding our faults and our negative character traits so that we can prepare ourselves in situations that trigger them and make different choices, what happens is these negative, or not negative, these shadow aspects of our personality end up kind of controlling us in ways that we don't fully recognize because we haven't acknowledged these parts of ourselves and we haven't integrated them into our personality. So they're kind of operating below the surface, below our conscious awareness. Okay, this is a very deep message, but that's what's happening. And Spirit is trying to help you to gain a broader understanding of yourself, and they're trying to help you to fully accept all aspects of yourself, including your faults and your shadow aspects. So how you guys can shift your energies to recognize that as uncomfortable as it is to face some of these darker aspects of our personality, it's necessary for us to know ourselves fully and love ourselves fully. You know, like we can't just cherry pick which parts of ourselves we want to accept and which parts we want to completely discard. Because like I said earlier, what that does is it leads to a fragmented sense of self, and it actually makes us weaker, and it makes us not have as much control over our lives in general. So, how you can shift your energy is to embrace the shadow work, recognize that it's all part of the higher divine plan of your life, and what it's actually doing is it's helping to, in the long term, I'm hearing it's helping you to clear karma, and it's also helping you to elevate to higher levels of consciousness, because you guys are powerful spiritual beings. You're also spiritual teachers and healers for some of you, I'm hearing, so you guys have to work through all aspects of the ascension journey, including doing the shadow work, so that you can then show other people how to do it as well. Like, you're meant to guide people down their own little yellow brick road to enlightenment and ascension and fulfillment, I'm hearing. So you guys have to do the shadow work and learn to love and accept all parts of yourself. Not just the happy-go-lucky, like positive, flowery, spiritual part of yourself, but also the dark side of yourself. Because that's what makes you who you are. You're not just the positive spiritual aspects, you're also the darker, more negative, shadowy aspects. Like, all of these things work together to make you the rare person that you are. So you have to understand... Sorry, messages are really fast today. So you have to understand, acknowledge, recognize, integrate, and embrace all aspects of your character and your psyche. Because that's the only way you're going to gain a true sense of self-appreciation, I'm hearing. Alright, let's roll the dice. 5, yes, your entire life is going to change after you complete this process of doing the shadow work. So you can... 5s are also about energy shifts, so there are a lot of shifts here, like physical shifts as well as shifts in consciousness. But you can begin to shift your energy more by seeing this shadow work in a different perspective, seeing it as an essential but painful part of your spiritual journey, and also by embracing change, like just being open to change. Do not fear change, you guys, because the more open you are to change, and the more open you are to these energy shifts, the easier this process is going to be. Alright, so that's all I've got for you guys. I hope this reading resonated, and if you could like and subscribe to my channel, I would be so very grateful. And if my readings resonate with you and you'd like a private reading, information is in the description box below. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye.